Hello researchers, how are you? I hope you're fine and doing well. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to install Boss Linux on Oracle VirtualBox. Before we go with the awareness of various distributions of Boss Linux, how to download and how to install on Oracle VirtualBox, let us first of all know something regarding Boss Linux. BOSS Linux stands for Bharat Operating System Solutions, that is BOSS. It is regarded as a free and open source Linux distribution developed by the National Resource Center for Free Open Source Software, that is NRC FOSS of India. BOSS Linux is also accounted by the word BOSS and the latest version is 6.0. This software package has been described as the India's own PC operating system and the most meaningful product to come out of the Indian software industry in decades. The software has also been endorsed by the Government of India for the adoption and implementation on a national scale. It was developed at Center for Development of Advanced Computing, that is CDEC, Chennai, India. BOSS Linux is a LSB certified Linux distribution. The software has been certified by Linux Foundation for compliance with Linux Standard Base Standard, and BOSS Linux is derived from Debian Linux. If we talk of the kernel, it is having monolithic kernel and the default user interface is GNOME and KDE, and it is available under free software license. Basically, it belongs to Unix family, and the initial release was done on January 10, 2007, and the latest release is 6.0, which was available on September 2015. If we talk of various 6 versions which are available of BOSS Linux till March 2015 was number 1, which is codenamed as Setu, the second, that is BOSS Linux 1.0 Tarang, number 3 BOSS Linux version 2.0 Anant, number 4 BOSS Linux Server, number 5 BOSS Linux 3.0 Tejas, BOSS Linux 4.0 Savir, BOSS Linux 5.0 Anokha, and BOSS Linux 6.0 Anoop. So very cool names. So if you want to see the official website of BOSS Linux, which is already opened on my desktop, it is known as bosslinux.in. So you can find that there are 4 flavors which are available, that is BOSS Desktop, EduBOSS, Advanced Server, BOSS Mule. So in this video I will be taking the BOSS Desktop, but in the coming videos EduBOSS, Advanced Server and BOSS Mule will also be demonstrated on my channel how to install it. So if you want to download the BOSS Desktop, so click on this BOSS Desktop. So now you can just click on download now, or you can even go to this click all downloads, and you can go to this BOSS 6, that is Anoop, that is download from Mirror 2, Mirror 3 or older versions or anything, and you can even download the manual of this. So right now in this video I'm using BOSS 6, that is Anoop version. So I have already downloaded it on my desktop. You can see over here, if I right click on the properties, it is about 1.75 GB of distribution. So let us start with the installation part of the BOSS Linux. So let us open the Oracle VirtualBox. So click on new. So type in BOSS Linux Anoop. So the type is Linux, so as it is not you can say an official Linux under Oracle VirtualBox, so you can just type in that is Linux 2.6, 3.x or 4.x 64-bit. It is okay. It will be finding no problem on the installation part. So click on next. I allocate 2 GB of RAM to this BOSS Linux. So click on next, click on create, click on next. So I allocate 20 GB of hard disk drive to BOSS Linux Anoop. So let us click on create and let us start it. So now we have to give the ISO image. So let us browse this and let us go to desktop, BOSS Linux 6.1, that is DVD ISO, which I have already downloaded about 1.75 GB. So click on open and click on start. So let me click on view and full screen mode. So now you can see that BOSS Linux is there. So you can find a very cool logo and you can find all the options as you can find on the Debian Linux. So you can it is basically available on tool version, that is if you first of all want to see the live part, you can just start with the live part. If you want to go with a simple install, you can go with install, and if you are a very good user, if you have everything, so you can go with the graphical install. So the depth knowledge is required. So let us go with the graphical install and press enter. So the daemons have started. So now you can see that the first opening page has come, that is the Indian version of GNU Linux. So we have to choose a language. So because it is a Indian version of Linux, so you can find Hindi, Kannada, that is Malayalam, Marathi, Punjabi, Sinhali, Tamil, Telugu, Bangla, all these languages are there. So but we will be using English. So let us continue. So India will be there. So click on continue. So I just configured the keyboard as American English. It is good for me. So click on continue. So I can see that it is almost like Kali Linux also. So now it is loading some additional components. It is very easy to install if you have installed Kali Linux or Debian Linux or Red Hat. So no problems with that. Almost you can say that 90% of the Linux distributions follow the same installation procedure. So it is rejecting the network hardware and it is waiting for the link local. So simple steps which we'll be taking, and it is configured the network with that DHCP. So the BOSS will be the host name. So click on continue. So the domain name will be BOSS. So let me type the full name of the user as my name. So the user account will be Anand. So let me choose the password. So now it is configuring the clock from the network time server that is called NTS. So now the next part is the detection of disks. And it is setting up the partitioner. So if you are a professional user, if you are having no problem with the manual install, you can click on manual. You can just type with the slash with the swap partition or the home partition, or you can just go with this guided use entire disk. So everything will be partitioned and it will be allocating two partition space, that is slash with almost 90% and rest of space with the swap partition. So click on continue. Let us continue. So all files in one partition, it is recommended for new user. It is okay for us. So click on continue. So finish partitioning and write changes. So click on continue, and write changes to the disk. Click on yes and continue. So it is partitioning the disk, and now you can see that all steps are finished and Boss Linux is installing the system. So it will take about 3 to 4 minutes to install the system. So till it install, let us pause the video for some time. So now you can see that we are almost done with the installing of the system, and it is installing some extra packages. And it is configuring the APT now, installing the grub bootloader. So let us install the grub bootloader to master record. So just take the default option as yes and click on continue. So the option will be there, so we don't have to have any manual partitioning. So just go with the second option, click on continue. So it is installing the grub bootloader on the hard disk drive. And now we can see that it is almost on the finishing of the installation. With the same part, that is initram fs. Let's wait. So now you can see that the installation is complete. So just click on continue. So it is removing the live packages. And unmounting the file system. So now you can see that it is requesting the system boot. In a few seconds we will be seeing the Boss Linux. So now you can see that the opening screen is there. So let us press enter and let us start with the main GUI part of Boss Linux. And let's see what Boss Linux packs for us. Believe me everyone that Indian software industry is booming like leaps and bounds. So coming with the Boss Linux and regularly updating it's a good achievement for Indian software developers as well as for the Indian society for open source, that we are coming with our own Linux, and this Linux is very much stable, very much good, and very much having cool interface, which we'll be seeing in a couple of seconds. Let's wait for some time. Yes, so now you can see that the login is there. So let us go with the click of this user and let me type the password. Cool enough. So Linux is getting more and more powerful, easy, and more interactive. So cool sound has come. Opening sound. So let's see what it packs. So let us ignore this with don't show me this and click OK. So you can see that almost it is packing everything with the Firefox web browser, Office, Empathy, videos, accessories are good. Games are also being packed. Oh my god. So Minesweeper is there, Mahjong is there, Hitori 5, chess is there. So under graphics we have the GNU, that is GIMP program. Under internet we have the Firefox web browser, Chromium web browser also. So Office I can see, programming, Anjuta, sounds and video, it is having VLC player also. That's great. And for print settings, system utilities, so I can say it is fully loaded. Utilities, it is having good one. So you can see that I have in this video I have made you installed the Boss Linux. So it is a fully packed Linux. Do give this a shot, do make it a routine to use this Linux, and do like this video if you like this video. Thank you so much.